What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up with the Joneses. 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 Alright, great people. So let's talk about things that we should be doing in this month as it pertains to the garden, okay? I have some notes, so just bear with me. But nonetheless, what we want to do are for annuals, right? So you may have some things that are planted each and every year. You want to make sure you're planting those things that love to be in the sun, okay? And so when you're out at the nurseries and at the big box stores and things like that, getting these annuals, make sure they can take direct sunlight in hot summer months because we're into the summertime, great people. Kids are home, families trying to figure out what to do, but those that are gardening, we already know what we can do, okay? And so even with these summer months, you also may have rainy months like we do here in Tampa, Florida. So make sure, different things like that you keep in mind. If you do different reservoir and things like that where water is captured, make sure you are prepared to dump those things out on a regular and just keep everything nice and clean, okay? Because you don't want to have a mosquito bed because water is just sitting in a stagnant place. Even for those that have like, I guess bird waterers and things like that, it cycles the water so it's not just sitting and stagnant, but just keep those things in mind, okay? But also we can plant some herbs, great people, which y'all know I love herbs largely because they are great companion plants and will do your plants well being protected by them. And so you can plant things such as basil and rosemary. So those are two things that I will be planting in the backyard this month. Basil and rosemary because they do wonders for my kale, my collards, my other leafy greens, as well as it just looks good, smell good, and I love giving it away. We haven't done anything with it quite yet, but nonetheless, hey, that's what I do. But then also too, hey, ladies and gentlemen, you want to make sure some places do have droughts, okay? And so you do want to make sure you are paying attention to the watering needs of your plants because every vegetable, every herb, every annual and things like that have their own specific watering needs. So you definitely do want to make sure you are checking the soil, making sure things aren't too dry, making sure things aren't too saturated. If overwatering rainy situations is yours or droughts are yours, then keep all those things in mind. And even with droughts, ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth of the matter. There are some areas where we have restrictions on watering and things like that. So you definitely want to make sure you are in line so you're not just out here freely watering and get a citation, okay? So as you are gardening, just be mindful of the various things that do go on in the various area that you are in. Now, I do want to talk about things that we can garden and grow, largely because that's what I'm all about. I love gardening. I'm attached to gardening, so let's just talk about those. Boom, great people. So I'm gonna bring it up close to you. You see it. You see these bad boys. These are beans, okay? So you can grow beans right now, which you all know I love growing beans. Really, with companion planting, more than anything, I don't think I've eaten a bean that I've actually grown yet. I've just companion planted them with my leafy green vegetables. But nonetheless, I will be eating some of these beans this time or giving it to the chickens, which another beautiful thing about having chickens is nothing goes to waste. But nonetheless, beans is something that you can grow right now, and you can never have too many. If you are square foot gardening, you can plant nine beans in 1 square footed space, so that gives you a lot of bang for your buck. So definitely go for it, grow for it, and have fun with it. I also have some more beans right here. So these are some beans. I'll put links down in the comment section or in the description down below for different links for these on Amazon. But nonetheless, these are beans. I prefer bush beans, okay? So there's multiple type of beans that you can grow. I won't say multiple, two. Pole beans or bush beans. With pole beans, you want to make sure they do have structures to support their growth because they're going to grow on a vine and they're going to do what they want to do. But if you have bush beans like I choose to grow, they're going to be a nice confined area, right? Confined is what I was searching between the two words. But nevertheless, it's going to be confined and contained, which is something that you may want if you have like a visual appeal in mind. So keep that in mind. Boom! Also, ladies and gentlemen, we can do some eggplant. Yes. I don't know if that's something that you grow. I've tried it so many times and have not successfully done it. However, I'm going to give it a try again. Why not? Let's grow for it and let's see what happens. But nonetheless, get you some eggplants. Now, there are multiple different types of eggplants. You can have the, regular one that you may be used to, or you can have a nice elongated one. I think it's like Japanese, but just look down in the description. I'll put various varieties down for you so that you can give a choice to which one that you will want. So keep those things in mind. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, eggplant. Also, okra. Boom, 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 boom. I keep my okra and all of my seeds really in mason jars like such. These have been working well for me. Keep them in a garage where, you know, it's not getting direct sunlight or wet or anything like that. Nonetheless, okra is what you can grow right now, and okra grows fun. When it grows tall. Keep that in mind as well. It grows tall like corn, but not as tall as corn. But nonetheless, you just want to make sure that as you are growing your okra, you are paying attention to your okra, because you don't want to be too long. At the end of the day, you don't want it too long. So just keep those things in mind. If you are growing it, watch how I place those things and things like that. And you know, be diligent to making sure you stay attentive to your okra, because you don't want it to get out of hand. But nonetheless, okra, great people. You gotta have it. Last but certainly not least, we have some sweet potatoes. Now this one I have had in the garage, in which it has started sprouting itself. So technically I can put these in the dirt right now and they will continue to grow and vine and do what they are already doing. So technically I already have like five shoots just from this here sweet potato alone, which I do this often. There's a window in my garage and I put sweet potatoes by it, knowing that it's gonna sprout just like this. And from these I can either give them to other people to be able to grow themselves, or I can put them in the, you know, garden myself, or I can put them in the ground, I can put them in a container, I can put them in a grow bag. I have so many options, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all stay tuned to other videos, future videos, to see which ways in which I do grow my sweet potatoes. And it's funny because the sweet potatoes that I grew last year are in this bag. Well, not last year, I picked them this year. They're all in this bag and they too sprouted. So it's like, oh my gosh, I have sweet potato overflow. But I am making sure I'm showing you all this as well, to show you how, you know, how you store things and how you do things will have an effect on things, right? But nonetheless, here we go. Most of these have already sprouted, and so that's how sweet potatoes do what they do. I don't know, which I'm gonna be attentive to, but I don't know whether or not these are still good to eat. But I do know these have since sprouted and doing, you know, hey, it is what it is. But it gives me more sweet potatoes, and I've been reading so much information on how beneficial sweet potatoes are, so I'm definitely gonna be more attentive and you know, mindful to eat these bad boys and not just grow them and do these with them. These have been in the garage as well, but hey, that's what happens when you're gardening and you're doing other things and you're busy. Things do what they need to do, I mean, naturally, but hey, we can do what we have to do. Oh, which is garden and grow. Garden and growing the different things that you want to do and have in the garden, and ultimately in your belly inevitably, okay, because everything does grow to a point at which you can't eat it. So with that in mind, great people, these are the things in which you can do and should do in your garden in the month of June, as well as things that you can plant as well, which will be beneficial to you in the long run, okay? So with that being said, stay attentive to what you're doing. Pay attention to the watering needs and things like that, as things may change. You may have droughts, or you may have rainy seasons like we do here in Tampa. But nonetheless, in it all, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I'm excited for the things that are to come. So I have actually a video tomorrow talking about the different changes of things that will take place on this here channel. So make sure you are attentive to that. But nonetheless, in it all, I appreciate you all. I love you all. Make sure you check out the description down below so you can see the various things that I talked about and ways in which you can partake in them as well. So until then, peace, love you.